RAVANGEL to 75802. Happy holidays from all of us at RAV.
This is a monumental moment in American culture. This Sunday, Real America's Voice and Real America's Music come together to do what the mainstream industry won't. Take the music back. Starting at 7 p.m. Eastern, we go live with exclusive free coverage of the Turning Point USA All-American Halftime Show, a patriotic alternative. For years, the left has weaponized the music industry, using it to push politics, erase values, and divide the country. That ends now. This All-American Halftime Show exists to celebrate American pride, traditional values, and artists who still stand with the heartland. Featuring Kid Rock, Bradley Gilbert, Lee Brice, and Gabby Barrett, artists who connect with real Americans. Join us live for coverage that turns the music industry on its head. Real America's Voice, Real America's Music, the TPUSA All-American Halftime Show. When the lights go down, the truth comes out.
Tucker, you are not the father. This has to be wrong!
After Hours with Alex Stein. No filter.
If it was okay to have anal sex.
No apologies.
You were talking about things that probably you shouldn't talk about.
The undisputed king of trolling.
I finally have my own show! At one point, your ancestors owned slaves.
They tried to cancel us.
Deplatforming works.
She wants to kill babies, but she's still beautiful. Look at that booty on AOC. That's my favorite big booty Latina.
Politics, culture, hypocrisy.
They want them to have their penises cut off.
Uncensored and uncontrolled.
Cut your penis off, Max.
That's what I'm saying. They admit they want to cut people's penises off.
Late night just got dangerous. After Hours with your host, Alex Stein, starts right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to After Hours. I know it's late on this Monday evening, but I'm happy that you're joining us because we got a lot to talk about, especially Super Bowl Sunday was just yesterday, and the Bad Bunny performance, I think, was spoken about more than the actual results of the game, believe it or not. People were really sick and tired of corporations, the NFL, Apple, Google. I mean, you name a major corporation, they're all the same. They're sick of being indoctrinated with this woke ideology bullcrap. And I think a perfect example of that is the world's biggest stage being used on an artist that doesn't even speak English. And I'm not trying to say that because I don't like big booty Latinas. I love big booty Latinas, but I like the ones that speak English a lot more. But listen, it's not about that. It's about you got over 100 million people watching the game, and most of that 100 million are English-speaking Americans. And what do? You give us a halftime show that we can't even understand. Sounds about right when it comes to the people that are running these corporations. I mean, it feels like a Bud Light situation all over again. But luckily, there's one hero. Well, real quick, I just want to get you guys a little clip of the feel of the show, and then I want to play a clip of a hero that was able to tell us what Bad Bunny was actually saying with his Spanish Spanglish garbage.
Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay,
just for a while.
Okay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, ay, ay.
I mean, I didn't understand one word of that performance. Literally, that's the only word I understood. And I still don't even really know what that means technically. So we found an American patriot, an English-speaking white guy that was able to translate the words to Titi Me Pregunto, the #1 song that Bad Bunny started out with during his halftime Super Bowl performance. Let's roll the tape of what Bad Bunny was really saying.
The English version? Hey, so my auntie asked me why I got so many girlfriends. Hey, a lot of girlfriends. Today I got one and tomorrow I got another one. But I never marry. My auntie asked me why I got so many girlfriends. Hey, a lot of girlfriends. Today I got one and tomorrow I got another one. Man, I think I want to take them all to the VIP, Hey, where they can be my auntie, and we're going to take a selfie and say cheese. They smile if they already been with me in the VIP, Hey, where they can be my auntie, and we're going I take a selfie and say cheese.
And luckily, the great people at Real America's Voice and Turning Point USA put on a counter event, one that we could actually understand. But now, I know we just watched that video and you might think it's parody. That's literally what the words are to Bad Bunny's song, Titi Me Pregunto. It is about having multiple girlfriends, putting, I guess, ladies last. So all of these women first feminists, the artist that you picked basically uses you guys like Kleenex. It just throws you to the side. I mean, talk about an F-boy. You guys always complain about F-boys. Well, Bad Bunny's like the biggest Puerto Rican F-boy in the world, and his #1 song is all about using women just like they're disposable. And sadly, I don't think about women like that. I love women. I love big booty Latinas. I'm out here fighting for amnesty. I don't see Bad Bunny fighting for amnesty because he's a Puerto Rican citizen, so he gets free amnesty, which, it's another thing that we could debate about later. But luckily, all the great American patriots that actually care about entertaining the people that are watching the game decided to put on a counter halftime show that was incredibly successful. Over 10 million live viewers, I believe over 25 million social media viewers. So it was a massive success, and my favorite part of the whole entire event was the end when they were able to honor a guy that I respect, dare I say love, pause, no diddy, but I love Charlie Kirk, miss Charlie Kirk, and I think this was the best part of the whole entire Turning Point USA halftime show.
I want to honor God in all that I do. I want to be a great husband, a great father. I want to serve this country. I want to try to continue to lead this movement and to speak truth and to never lie. To stop thinking about yourself all the time and instead think about what you should do to help other people and to defend this country above yourself.
I'm so inspired. This army of freedom fighters, we're going to be around for the next 100, 200 years because we know in the end our ideas will win.
God should be the most important thing in your life. But
now, I saw a lot of people on the internet, they tried to say that Turning Point was juicing the stats, but that's impossible because you just could look at the social media reaction that millions of people were obviously watching it. And I think it was a great way to honor Charlie. And now one point I do want to make, a lot of people have been critiquing Erica, which I think is unfair. And they said, oh, why are there fireworks? Why is there so much glitz and pyrotechnics? Well, let me tell you something. Charlie loved that. Charlie loved pyrotechnics. He wanted to create a movement that was cool because being conservative was not very cool forever. And if it wasn't for Turning Point, being conservative still probably wouldn't be cool. So I really think it's unfair for the people that are like, oh, you guys are celebrating his death. Well, Charlie would want us to honor him. And I don't think there's a better way to honor a guy like that than with fireworks, especially a guy that changed a movement and made it hip to be conservative. So it was just such a special moment for me to watch that. Like, I didn't cry, but I did get a little choked up because really and truly, we lost an American hero. We lost a future president, probably the next vice president. And seeing what Turning Point was able to do in such a short amount of time, it just shows you that the culture is totally shifting. And it's shifting in the direction that I wanted to go. I mean, Kid Rock dominated. All the other singers were great. I think that they honored God, which Charlie would like, and especially Jesus Christ. And when I know that I'm a part of a movement like that, it actually makes me feel good. And I think a lot of the people that were watching at home felt good knowing that there was an alternate avenue that you could go down where you could actually understand what the singers were saying. And for the people that were criticizing it, trust me, that's what Charlie would have wanted. Charlie wants to be cool. Charlie wants to be hip. Charlie likes to make things stand out from the crowd. And that's why Charlie was so special, because he wasn't a wallflower. He was the exact opposite of that. He was a leader that wanted you to have fun. And he wanted to show the world how to have fun. And so for the people that are hating, I get it. You guys just want to be, Debbie Downers all the time and find something to critique Turning Point USA about. And, Turning Point is doing their best. They lost the leader of Charlie Kirk. And, of course, the world will never be the same. But an event like this just proves to all the naysayers that Turning Point right now is undeniable. It's literally unstoppable. The NFL is a multi-billion-dollar corporation, and getting 10 million people to tune into the halftime show and leave the Super Bowl is a feat that no other company could do. And the reason that all happened was because of what Charlie Kirk created. So I really love that tribute to him. And then also, let's play a little clip of people reacting to Kid Rock.
There's a man who died for all our sins. Hanging from the cross. You can give your life to Jesus, and he'll give you a second chance till you can't take it. If you got a chance, take it while you got a chance. If you got a dream, chase it, 'cause a dream won't.
I mean, we had the soulful Kid Rock. He started out with ba with da ba da bang diggy diggy, and then he kind of showed how his old music was a little bit sketchy, edgy, whatever you want to call it. And for him to end his set by praising Jesus, I'm telling you, Charlie would have loved it. I think every Christian and even non-Christian loved it that was watching it. So shout out to Kid Rock for, being unapologetically himself, because he just recently had a music festival canceled because none of the artists wanted to work with him because he decided to be, the leader of this entire counter halftime show with Turning Point USA. So he's losing money by doing this, and I really appreciate that because, it's not always about money. Sometimes it's just about making incredible progress in a movement that is constantly demonized by the left and by all these major corporations. So shout out to Kid Rock, shout out to Turning Point USA, and shout out to Charlie Kirk for creating something incredibly special. All right, folks, tonight's episode is going to get absolutely wild. We have the internet's blackest, best troll. In my opinion, I think he's the best troll. He's better than me right now. He's hotter than me because he's out there on the streets. I need to get back on the streets like this. Josh Seiter. A lot of people, get triggered by what he says and does. But to me, it just makes me laugh and brings me a lot of joy because he's able to just call out all this woke ideology bull crap and throw it right in their face. And that's what made me popular. And now Josh has passed me on basically every social media platform. So he's really taken the ball and run with it. And he's had an immense amount of success. So I'm happy to have Josh on. And I'm happy for you guys to watch the show tonight. And stay tuned. Josh Seiter's coming up next.
This holiday season, Real America's Voice is proud to partner with our friends at Angel Studios for a special giveaway you won't want to miss. As they launch Season 2 of their hit series Homestead, we're giving you the chance to win an exclusive Homestead hat absolutely free. Everyone who becomes an Angel Guild member using our link is automatically entered to the contest. When you join, you're supporting meaningful pro-American storytelling, and you're supporting RAV at the same time. Scan the QR code on your screen right now, or text the word RAV Angel to 75802. After you scan or text, make sure you follow the steps provided. When you complete the steps and join the Angel Guild, you'll be automatically entered to win that exclusive Homestead hat, a perfect holiday gift for yourself or someone you love.
Be one of the first 50 people to sign up and win a hat automatically. Hurry while there's still time.
So scan that QR code or text RAV Angel to 75802. Happy holidays from all of us at RAV.
This is a monumental moment in American culture. This Sunday, Real America's Voice and Real America's Music come together to do what the mainstream industry won't. Take the music back. Starting at 7 p.m. Eastern, we go live with exclusive free coverage of the Turning Point USA All-American Halftime Show, a patriotic alternative. For years, the left has weaponized the music industry, using it to push politics, erase values, and divide the country. That ends now. This all-American halftime show exists to celebrate American pride, traditional values, and artists who still stand with the heartland. Featuring Kid Rock, Brantley Gilbert, Lee Brice, and Gabby Barrett. Artists who connect with real Americans. Join us live for coverage that turns the music industry on its head. Real America's Voice, Real America's Music, the TPUSA All-American Halftime Show.
Hi, this is Chris from Colorful Colorado. I'm drawbridge in the Getter Chat. I trust no one for my news except Real America's Voice. So if anyone asks, I was never here.
I'm Patriot Mermaid, and I'm from West Haven, Connecticut. When the mainstream media wasn't giving us the truth, I went and looked for the truth and found it on Real America's Voice. Come and join us. Come on.
Hey guys, my name is Jeff. I'm from Massachusetts. I love Rav because of the free speech and the political wranglings that go on in the chat every day.
Welcome back, guys, to After Hours with Alex Stein. Thank you for joining us this Monday evening. I appreciate it. I know the whole control room appreciates it, especially Robert Sig and Parker Sig. They really appreciate you guys watching the network. Now, in my intro of the show, it calls me the world's biggest troll, or maybe best. I don't even know. I've watched it 100 times and I don't even know. But I just want to say that there is a new king of trolling. That's right. He goes by the name of Josh Seiter. This guy has become just like a rocket ship on social media with his trolling and his ability to call out just the most ludicrous stances that some left-leaning people have, that some, I don't even know, maybe some middle-of-the-road people have, and he kind of wakes them up and hopefully kind of convinces them that they're on the wrong side of history. So we're going to dive deep into Josh's background. He's a friend of mine. I'm lucky to be friends with a guy like this, and he is a social media sensation. Let's welcome on Josh Seiter. Josh, how are you doing, my friend?
Hey, buddy. Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Well, Josh, you're crushing it. You're almost at 2 million followers on Instagram. And I want to say something serious right now. When I see your content, Josh, you would even be more successful, but you're being gatekept. And that's the problem with this conservative side. There is a lot of gatekeeping. You see, like, Seth Dillon even tweeted, like, oh, we need to gatekeep certain people. And I think the left doesn't gatekeep as much. That's, like, the one thing that they're probably better at. They'll include anybody. But because you're effective and because you have a big following, I think that's why you're not included in as many political events. And that's probably why you're not getting asked to speak at these things. Because I honestly think it's because you're so successful and they kind of don't know how to handle it. Some of your clips are just, they go gangbusters on the internet, and I think that you should have 10 million followers on Instagram. So that's my serious question to start with. Do you feel like you would be more successful if the conservative movement didn't gatekeep you a little bit?
I don't think I'd be more successful. I've found so much success on my own and using my own platform. I think that, I haven't been invited on a lot of podcasts or shows over the past year, and that's totally fine. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and I understand that. I do my own thing. I've carved my own lane. I stay in my own lane. I'm always on brand. And I understand that it might not be palatable to certain outlets or platforms that tend to lean conservative or tend to be right-leaning. I'm not always going to be congruent with them, and the art that I put out and the content that I put out may not be something they want to promote, and I'm fine with that because, Alex, my page has 150 million views in the last 90 days, so I don't need to be on a podcast or a show to get exposure. I truly am as you said earlier, my own rocket ship, and it's taking off into the stratosphere. So.
It's dominating. You're doing well, but I'm saying you should be on Rogan. You should be on all the big podcasts. And I think that will happen because the saying is true. Like, you have to work every single day to become an overnight success. So one of these huge podcast guys is going to have you on, and then, you'll be like Nick Shirley. I mean, not trying to compare you to Nick Shirley. You're different, but it's funny. Nick Shirley works his butt off every single day, and then he has one Somali story, and now he's like the biggest guy on X. So I think your time is coming very soon. Now, I want to play a clip. Now, this clip is just one of your better ones. I mean, it has millions of views on Instagram. Let's roll the tape.
I if I just woke you.
All right.
I'm Finn, and I'm with the Migrants for Equal Rights, or the MFers, and we're just going around trying to collect some signatures. I'm not sure if you're aware, but ICE has been going around terrorizing a lot of people in the community.
Yeah, it's been terrible.
So there's a lot of people that are locked up right now, and we're just trying to get them released. So is that something you might be willing to lend your signature to?
Yeah, sure, I'll sign.
Awesome. If you could just sign right there where it says MFers. Yeah, I do. So we're actually a foundation that was created by Billie Eilish, and that's why I'm documenting this today, because we're going to make a film about it. So eventually these people, once they're released, they will need a place to go. Obviously, they can't go to Billie's neighborhood because it's gated and they have rules there. So usually we just bus them to middle to low income neighborhoods. So I just wanted to confirm with you it was all right if we bring them all here once they're released.
What? No. I don't think that would be a good idea.
Why wouldn't it?
Well, I can't make those kind of decisions. We have an HOA and...
Oh, do you have rules with an HOA?
We have an HOA. I'm sure they wouldn't be okay with that.
But don't we have rules at the border?
Yeah.
So you're okay with them just flooding over the border and ignoring those rules, but you want them to obey your HOA's rules?
Well, I mean...
See, you call it the hypocrisy right in their face, and he didn't like that, Josh. So are you ever worried? You go to these people's doors and you go to these people's businesses, and then at first, they always welcome you nicely because they think, you're on their side. But are you always worried when you do flip the switch that somebody's going to, punch you or really, come after you negatively?
I always have, butterflies with anything. I've been in protests, and you've seen them in the middle of ICE protests in Chicago where there's 70 people around me and I'm dressed as a trans Mexican and they're screaming at me. And, they're mostly bark, no bite. They are liberals, so they tend to be limp-wristed and not in a good athletic shape, and they don't have good cardio. So, I'm not too worried about it. I work out a lot, and I'm pretty buff. But other than that, I think it's more of a mental or intellectual sparring match rather than a physical one, Alex. And they tend to run away from those also because they don't have logic and truth and reality on their side. So the short answer is no, Alex, and you're the same way. You're very brave when you go into enemy territory, and I think, like me, you understand that we have truth on our side, and these people are a joke, and that's why they make great slapstick comedy, and that's why, my page is so hilarious, because these people are a joke. So
yeah, I know. It's really just putting up a mirror to them, but this is why I think you're the king of trolling right now. It's because I'm street smart, and I'm okay. I got a college degree from LSU, but you even went and got a law degree, so you're even more book smart. You have the street smart and the book smart combination. I think that's what makes you the ultimate threat. Everybody can do a podcast. I love this show. Anybody can do a long form like this, but it's a different type of video when you actually have to go interact with people randomly. And when I do debates on, college campuses, everybody thinks, oh, well, you're just debating young kids. Well, some of these kids are pretty smart. They're on a full ride scholarship, academic scholarship at that. Not the football players, and they're pretty smart. And I'm sure in your interactions, you've actually probably argued with some people that were pretty smart, but because you have the truth on your side, you have common sense on your side, you're able to win. So I guess give me the reason. Is it because your background? Is that why you're able to LARP as them and then, kind of give them the kick in the rear end that they need? I mean, does that go back to all your schooling?
Yeah, great question, Alex. So I do use reductio ad absurdum, which is you take an absurd premise, which the left always invents for us, and then you just draw it out to its logical or illogical conclusion. And so you're using the Socratic method to fire off rapid fire questions to these people and then lead them to the absurd conclusion that they have set up themselves with what they're claiming, such as voter ID laws are racists, all of these, some men or women. These are very easy things to disprove. And so, yes, I use the Socratic method, which I used in law school, but also, as you said, Alex, anyone can win a debate with these people because we have truth and reality on our side. So you don't have to be highly intelligent, in my opinion, to win a debate with a liberal. I think a sixth grader would win a debate with a liberal who has a PhD because, again, they have the facts on their side. And I've seen you argue, Alex, especially when you went and testified about why trans people actually would make great soldiers in the military. And I texted you right after that and said that that was one of the most brilliant takedowns of trans ideology I have ever seen in my life. And that clip still lives rent-free in my head, and I'm sure millions of other people's heads. So.
Well, I appreciate you being nice, but I'm telling you, Josh, you're the number one guy right now. When it comes to trolling, you are the best, because the video that we're about to play after the break, too, it's so funny. You're so good. You're a much better actor than me, because you're pretending to be a black guy, and the guy goes, "You're not black," and then you pull out the black hair. I just laughed so hard when you pulled out that brush, and we're going to play that clip coming up next. But, we don't need to have just, a conversation. We just kiss each other's butts. But I will say this, though, Josh. You just saying the Socratic method. I mean, I don't know anything about Socrates. I don't know anything about that. So it's truly, I think that's just the pure evidence that I needed, that you are incredibly book smart and you're using your talent, I think, for the good of society. Now, you could have been a lawyer and suing people. I mean, some lawyers are good, but most lawyers are really garbage. And I know there's probably a lot of lawyers watching this, but I'm just saying, I've been in civil suits. I've dealt with lawyers a lot. Some are great. Some are not. So can you tell us the difference? Like, do you feel happy that you're not practicing law and now you're just incredibly famous on the internet?
Yeah, well, I appreciate that question and the high praise. I'll tell you what, Alex, I am happy. My father used to write letters to the editor in our small town of Champaign-Urbana, and people mocked him. This was in the 90s, because he would predict everything that has ended up happening now with how far woke has been taken and how detrimental and pernicious it is. And people were laughing at him in the 90s and calling him that crazy Seiter guy. He's, always writing these letters to the editor. What a loser. Well, fast forward now 30 years later, and his son now is propagating and disseminating those same political ideas that he did, and they're being seen by hundreds of millions of people. So I am very proud to carry my father's legacy. I'm very proud to disseminate his beliefs and his views about why woke is bad and why it's dangerous for this country. And I'm very honored to carry on the legacy that he started and bring it to a wider audience, and to be here today talking to you about it. It all stems from my father. So.
Well, your dad did a good job, and I'm talking about a wide audience. You just said 150 million views, but that doesn't even count all the views you're getting on X, on YouTube, all the views that when people share it and react to it. So you're in the billions of views, which is incredibly hard to do. A lot of people would like to be in your shoes, but the reason why you're so successful is that you actually put in the legwork. You don't just talk about it. You like to be about it. And coming up next, we're going to watch a great clip that Josh just posted today that's already going viral. So you don't want to miss it. You're about to see it coming up next.
There are few things more aggravating than seeing your tax dollars wasted by the government. All too often, when big government tries to save the day, the funds sent around the world to help people in need are diverted by corrupt leaders to line their own pockets, enrich their cronies, or further an agenda that has nothing to do with helping their countrymen. You can do a better job at promoting freedom than any government can. Scan the QR code now or visit atlasnetwork.org/RAV today to join the worldwide freedom movement. With your gift of just $19 a month, we'll send you an Atlas Network exclusive hat. Plus, we'll send the print edition of our Freedom's Champion magazine to your door. We identify, train up, and celebrate local leaders as they work to make freedom a reality across the world. Our partners often risk everything: their reputations, their livelihoods, even their lives to fight for freedom in places where authoritarianism reigns. Visit atlasnetwork.org/RAV or scan the QR code to join our mission to help pro-freedom organizations around the world. Donate $19 a month to receive your exclusive Atlas Network hat. Through every storm, every moment of uncertainty,
everybody needs to pray for Charlie Kirk right now.
Rav has stood strong.
We're not going to tolerate this stuff anymore.
Turn that anger into motivation to save this nation.
When we move together, there is power.
The cries of this widow will echo like a battle cry.
This is more than news. It's a movement.
This revolution of people taking their countries back.
A turning point. A chance to be part of something greater than yourself. Scan the QR code and stand with Rav. The story isn't over, and neither is your part in it. Step in, be counted, be heard. Together, we are RAV.
We will achieve American greatness. And we are just getting started.
Flash a source in the chat. I love Real America's Voice because I can watch news being delivered to me live while I chat with the family I love.
My name is Kyle. I'm with Real America's Voice because we can chat with each other, the hosts, even management. We are the RAV family, and we're better together.
This is Tim King, also known as USS Malik, and I love Real America's Voices for its like-minded programming and the chat. Love you guys.
To After Hours on Real America's Voice.
You're watching After Hours with Primetime Alex Stein and our guest, I can't even speak, our guest Josh Seiter, who's an absolute badass. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on TV, but I will say it. Maybe they can bleep it. Josh, now, this next video we're going to play, it made me laugh so much. And I know you've gotten some hot water for saying that you're black, you're transracial, but I've said it too. I mean, if you can say that a boy is born in the wrong body, I think that is even a bigger, leap to go from boy to girl than it is to go from white to black. I mean, I can get tan and look Puerto Rican at least. So this next clip was so good because these people are so dumb. They have this dumb sign on their shop that says no voter ID laws, which it's just common sense. If you have to show an ID to buy beer, you have to show ID to get on a plane, why would you not need to show ID to vote? It's just ludicrous. And the only people that are defending against voter ID laws are people that want to be able to vote illegally. So I really appreciate you going and calling this out. And I think this guy probably got the point, but let's just roll the clip, and then I want you to tell us, a little of the backstory.
Good. How are you? Are you the shop owner?
Yes.
I have some terrible news. It looks like your certificate for the shop, it's actually expired.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it expired, and we're going to need $500 today to make sure that you can still have the shop going.
Who are you?
I'm Javante. I'm with the Illinois State Licensing Board.
Oh, can I have your ID?
Excuse me, bigot? Did you just ask a black man for his ID?
You're not black.
I was assigned white skin pigmentation at birth by my parents' bigoted doctor, but I identify as African American. You can't ask me for my ID. That's racist.
No, I'm not racist.
Those are your signs out there, aren't they? It says ID is racist.
That is different.
How is it different?
It's different because.
Because how? Did you ask me for my ID so you know who I am?
Who are you? Give me your license.
So you're asking me so you know who I am, right?
Yes.
Because an ID makes you feel more comfortable knowing I am who I say I am?
Yeah, because I have to know who are you.
Isn't that what they're doing at the voting booth?
Yes.
Exactly. So how are IDs racist at the voting booth? You don't have an answer, do you? You just put up those signs just to put them up. You did?
Yes.
Good luck with that, buddy.
Josh, that is amazing. And the fact that you know to go to the brush, like that is like 5D comedy. I mean, you're deep into it. So can you tell us, like, what was that? Was that a barber shop? And what was that guy? I couldn't tell. Was he like Somali, black? What was it? So give me the backstory of that clip. It's so funny.
Yeah, so it's a barbershop. It's like 6 blocks from my place in Chicago, and I always walk by and see these signs when I'm going to the gym. And, it's just so ludicrous, the premise of it. You don't need an ID to vote. You need an ID to do literally anything. And as you said, the only reason anyone would claim you don't need an ID to vote is if they wanted to engage in fraud. Those are the only people who don't want us to have IDs to vote. So, I finally got furious enough, and I was trying to think of the way I could approach it best. And, if men can claim to be women, our biological sex, Alex, is a binary. But unlike our biological sex, our heritage and skin tone actually is a gradient that does exist on a spectrum and it isn't a binary. So, if men can claim to be women, I can certainly claim to be black and having been assigned the wrong skin pigmentation at birth. So I decided to approach it that way as a black man. I knew he was going to ask me for my ID as soon as I told him I was with the state. And of course he did. And then I could just point to the signs and it was too easy. And who knows if he was paid by some George Soros or some weird lefty woke activist, because it sounds like he didn't even really feel strongly about the signs. But that's what they do. They pay people to put up this garbage and this propaganda, and then they expect all of the idiots to imbibe it. And so he's just a pawn. He's probably being used by some woke activists, and they put the signs up in his shop. Who knows? Or maybe he really did and he just can't defend his position.
I think it's a second, Josh. I think he really did put it up thinking that he's on the right side of history, and then he's never had this interaction showing how hypocritical he is by putting up those signs while simultaneously asking for a person's ID. So I think it actually had a point. I mean, it's a barbershop. There's multiple people in it. But as soon as you went to, well, look at your sign, he really didn't have a rebuttal. He didn't know what to say. So I do think that he had an epiphany, but I could be wrong. The guy didn't sound like he was that brilliant or that smart. But, man, it's just so funny, and I really want everybody to go follow your page. I mean, I know now you almost have 2 million on Instagram. I remember when you had 100,000, or I guess when I first met, I think you had 200,000, I think. But because you'd been making content, you'd been in the limelight, you weren't just a nobody. You'd been on The Bachelor, which is a famous show. A lot of people might not know that. So you'd been in TV and media a little bit, but you've really usurped that, passed all that up, and now you've created something that nobody can take away from you. And I guess that is one of my last questions I want to ask you, because I only have you on for a few more minutes. That would be the only thing that I would be worried about, Josh, because I worried about it with me, is Instagram has let you grow, but are you ever worried that somebody at Instagram is going to notice it? Because now I would say that you're one of the biggest accounts on there. Are you ever worried that somebody might try to cancel your page, and that would cause you all kinds of headaches, because you are a one-man army and you're just exposing so many people by yourself that you're getting billions of views, not just 100 million views a month, you're getting billions of views. Are you worried about that, somebody trying to take away your livelihood?
Well, look, Alex, anything can happen. I truly feel like it's manifest destiny. I don't think it's an accident that I am where I am or that you're where you're at, right? Anything could happen. Real America's Voice or at Blaze TV, 1 second we're here, 1 second we're not. Or you look at Charlie Kirk, as you were talking about earlier, how we lost such a great patriot. So anything could happen. I always kind of have an optimistic outlook and try to look at the glass as half full. So all I can do is, there's certain things within my control, and all I can do is focus on that. And I'm committed to continuing to shed light on the insanity of the left, show how indefensible their positions are, as you just saw in that clip, and keep exposing them for the joke that they are. And I'm going to keep doing that. And in the process, it's providing laughter to millions of people. The amount of messages I get every day, Alex, thousands of them. I just got one today of a kid saying that I turned his father from a Kamala Harris supporter into a conservative by him watching my videos on my page. So I'm just going to keep focusing on creating great content, and I'm very grateful that so many people seem to enjoy it. And I'm very grateful for you, because you are the very first person to ever put a microphone in front of me when all of this started 2 years ago, and I really, really appreciate it.
Well, I recognize talent, and you are incredibly talented. Now, we got to talk about, of course, the hot topic of the day, the Bad Bunny speaking in Spanish during the halftime show. Now, what is your opinion? Is it really that bad? I mean, I just think it's disrespectful for all the kids that are at home. I mean, even if they put some, like, weird demonic rapper, at least we'd understand what they were saying. I thought this was just disrespectful to have a Spanish-speaking artist and where everybody that's watching, English is their first language. So what's your opinion on it, Josh?
Yeah, so I was actually just talking to Ike over at Newsmax a little bit ago about this because they had me on. And so my opinion, I have a slightly different take, Alex. I believe it is precisely because he doesn't speak Spanish and he reaches a block of viewers who don't normally tune into the Super Bowl. That is precisely why they got him. They do not care about their current viewers. They don't care about the diehard supporters. Those people are already in the Super Bowl's pocket. What they want to do is go outside of their normal viewership and get tens of millions of new people watching. And I think they knew that they were lacking among young Latinos and foreigners. And so they wanted to get a guy that's going to bring in an extra 100 million viewers. And they said, screw the people that love us. We already got them watching. Let's bring in another 100 million and make more money. So I think it was precisely because we don't like him and we would never listen to him that they wanted to bring him on. And I was actually watching it with native Spanish speakers. I was with 3 people that are Mexican American, and they speak Spanish fluently. They said they could hardly understand anything he was saying. And that seems to be the common refrain that I'm hearing from other Latinos that are messaging me online, is that they speak Spanish and they couldn't understand anything he was saying. So he's basically the equivalent of a mumble rapper. And I think it's, you know, as you said, sad that during a time where you could showcase musicality, you think of Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, Prince, all of these people that have performed the national anthem or the halftime show at the Super Bowl that have high creativity, high artistic talent, high musicality, and you choose this utter garbage because he loves ICE. It's regrettable, but again, they don't care about their fans. They're trying to reach a new viewer block. Just like Democrats want new voting block with immigrants, the NFL wants new viewer block with people outside of the country, buddy. So I think you're seeing it's kind of an iteration of what we see going on with immigration.
And Josh, I think you're exactly correct, but you know, there's just something about customer satisfaction and loyalty. Yeah. Like, I get it, you know, they already have 120 million English-speaking people watching it, but why not do the best that they can to satisfy the customer that loves the game instead of going and trying to reach across the aisle to a bunch of people that aren't going to watch a game if there's not Bad Bunny there? You know what I mean? So that's where I guess I get mad, because even though the NFL is just basically WWE, you know, it's basically professional wrestling, I still like to watch it. I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, so you know I'm pro-LGBTQ. So that's all I'm saying is give the customers what they want. Don't give the customers what they don't want. I just think that is the dumbest business strategy possible. But, you know, what do I know? I'm just the pimp on a blimp. And, Josh, tell the people before you go, how can they find you and support you? I know you're one of the biggest accounts on Instagram, but where else can they find you?
So they can find me on Instagram at Josh_Seiter_official. And then they can find me on X at Josh_Seiter. And I have about 110,000 followers on X. I just started it 12 months ago. And so it's growing thanks to a number of shout outs that you did, Alex, back then when I started it. But yeah, those are the 2 main places they can find me.
And before you go, I'm going to be at the University of Illinois Champaign-Urbana on April 1st. So Josh is going to be joining me there. We'll be doing some debates. There's going to be some crazy kids. So we got to brainstorm some ideas. It'll be fun, and it'll be safe. I know you're not worried about safety, but a lot of people are like, I can't believe you're going back to these college campuses. I'm ready to get back. I'm ready to get back there. I'm ready to bring you, and we'll do some funny, we'll get some funny content is all I'm going to say. I don't know what we're going to do yet, but Josh is brilliant, and I'm fearless. So that's a great combination. So Josh, thank you for joining me. I know you're busy. Keep it up, and I can't wait to see your next video, brother.
Alex, thank you so much for having me. I'll see you April 1st in Urbana.
99 on the grind all the time. Ukraine and I go insane. Put a bullet in Putin's brain. And you got that sanitizer. And you know I got that Pfizer. You know I...
There are few things more aggravating than seeing your tax dollars wasted by the government. All too often, when big government tries to save the day, the funds sent around the world to help people in need are diverted by corrupt leaders to line their own pockets, enrich their cronies, or further an agenda that has nothing to do with helping their countrymen. You can do a better job at promoting freedom than any government can. Scan the QR code now or visit atlasnetwork.org/RAV today to join the worldwide freedom movement. With your gift of just $19 a month, we'll send you an Atlas Network exclusive hat. Plus, we'll send the print edition of our Freedom's Champion magazine to your door. We identify, train up, and celebrate local leaders as they work to make freedom a reality across the world. Our partners often risk everything: their reputations, their livelihoods, even their lives to fight for freedom in places where authoritarianism reigns. Visit atlasnetwork.org/RAV or scan the QR code to join our mission to help pro-freedom organizations around the world. Donate $19 a month to receive your exclusive Atlas Network hat. Through every storm, every moment of uncertainty,
everybody needs to pray for Charlie Kirk right now.
Rav has stood strong.
We're not going to tolerate this stuff anymore.
Turn that anger into motivation to save this nation.
When we move together, there is power.
The cries of this widow will echo like a battle cry.
This is more than news. It's a movement.
This revolution of people taking their countries back.
A turning point. A chance to be part of something greater than yourself. Scan the QR code and stand with Rav. The story isn't over, and neither is your part in it. Step in. Be counted. Be heard. Together, we are Rav.
We will achieve American greatness. And we are just getting started.
Flash a source in the chat. I love Real America's Voice because I can watch news being delivered to me live while I chat with the family I love.
My name is Kyle. I'm with Real America's Voice because we can chat with each other, the host, even management. We are the RAV family, and we're better together.
This is Tim King, also known as USS Malik, and I love Real America's Voices for its like-minded programming and the chat. Love you guys.
Thank you guys for joining us this evening. It's Monday night, and what do I always say? The feeling's right, but the feeling's actually probably not that right now because Ghislaine Maxwell testified today in front of the House Judiciary, and what did she do? She pled the Fifth. And what is she currently doing to protect herself? She's saying that the only way that she will speak is if she is granted a pardon by Donald Trump. Now, if Donald Trump did pardon her, a girl that was responsible for the sexual exploitation of hundreds, if not thousands of children, I do not know how well that would be received by the public. But at the same exact time, if she exposes a lot of other elites and then we can throw them in jail, then maybe it is a win. But let's just get these politicians talking about Ghislaine not speaking at the meeting today.
And here. Everybody ready? As expected, Ghislaine Maxwell took the Fifth and refused to answer any questions. This obviously is very disappointing. We had many questions to ask about the crimes she and Epstein committed, as well as questions about potential co-conspirators. We sincerely want to get to the truth of the American people and justice for the survivors. That's what this investigation is about. I want to mention the next steps. We can confirm we have...
No surprise at all, a nothing burger from our politicians when it comes to the sexual exploitation of children. And now, Alex, you're probably saying, Alex, are you exaggerating? Like, how bad could this really be? Why are you so interested in this? Why are you talking about this all the time? Well, this is a very serious thing that is so dark and demented and twisted that you couldn't even imagine it in your head. You'd have to be really a disturbed person to even kind of understand some of the things that they were doing to children, because a normal person's good. A normal person doesn't think about doing this to an innocent human being. But not these people. These people actually thrive off victimizing young people. And there's a clip that's going viral about some of the coded language in Jeffrey Epstein's emails. And Asmongold breaks it down great. He's a friend of the show. He's reacted to a lot of my clips. I appreciate Asmongold, but I don't think Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell appreciate him reacting to this clip talking about jerky. Now, jerky, if you don't know, is a coded word that cannibals use that want to actually eat human meat. I know, it sounds impossible. It's kind of like the word pizza. Pizza is another coded word. Grape juice is a coded word for black children that they want to do stuff to. So it's a weird thing, I know, but if you're part of these circles, they can't just openly email and talk about what they really want to do. So they use coded words like jerky. Now, I want you to watch this clip. Don't take my word for it. You can interpret it however you feel. But there is a saying, no amount of evidence can convince an idiot. So I'm sure some other people will say, oh, well, they're just talking about beef jerky. Well, trust me, they're not talking about Jack Link's beef jerky that you get at the gas station. They're talking about human meat, and probably that of a child. Let's play the clip.
Hope you are feeling better. Did we analyze the jerky? Why didn't we get jerky this week? I also added more to the jerky and ginger lemongrass. Thank you so much. Super cool. Beef jerky, delicious. Jojo is here and we'll walk the jerky over to Jeffrey. We'll walk the jerky over to Jeffrey. Why would jerky walk around? Why would it do that? Delicious lunch, beef jerky. Steve and I are very grateful above all for your friendship. Some of these emails are so wholesome, aren't they? It's too bad they eat kids. A small insulated bag would be fine. I don't recommend checking it. No need for crazy amounts of ice. One should do. There is one bag of beef jerky in the fridge. Please get it. Also, Blank has more at her place. Please get it from her as well. I suppose it needs to be in a cold, insulated bag.
Even more in the clip, they talk about bringing the jerky out of the freezer. I've never known of anybody to freeze jerky. When you go to the gas station, the jerky's, just right out in the open next to the cash register. That's the whole idea of dehydrated meat, is that it'll last a long time. You don't have to give it a lot of care. But what they're talking about is not the kind of beef jerky that you and I eat. And you're like, Alex, why would they eat children? Well, these people believe that the adrenalized blood of children has anti-aging benefits. I don't think that that's true, but these people do think it's true. And there is people like Aleister Crowley, who is universally loved by the Hollywood elites. There's been multiple videos of people praising Aleister Crowley for, inspiring them to become a successful musician. Well, Aleister Crowley was one of the biggest Satanists in the world, and what he would do, he used to call these little party tricks. He would go to a party, it would be like a small gathering, and he would go and walk up to people and find the person that had the most disgusting breath, whether it be a guy or girl, because a lot of this stuff was gay and straight sex with people, these sexual orgies they would have. And he would have them spit in his mouth in front of everybody. He used to consider it a little party trick. And he used to always trick his followers, too, is that he would go and he would have a plant and he would walk behind it, and he would say that the person that he's walking behind, that he's in control of them, and he would trip and fall, and then the guy in front of him would trip and fall, and they're like, how does that work? How did the guy in front of him trip? Well, the guy was in on the bit. So my point is, a lot of what they do is fake BS, but some of it is not fake BS. Some of it, to them, they are opening up portals to hell. They are summoning demons. They call it black magic. And there's people that do white magic. And I'm not saying any magic is good, but this is a real thing that happens. It sounds like I'm just playing make-believe on the microphone right now. I'm not. There's a whole culture surrounding this. And the biggest and most famous pedophile of his era was a guy by the name of Jimmy Savile. He was knighted by the Queen, was best friends with Prince Charles. And let's play this clip. He was a host of a show called Top of the Pops, and Jimmy Will Fix It, and was super famous in the UK. But none of his crimes were ever exposed until after his death. Kind of similar to Jeffrey Epstein, except Epstein did get arrested while he was alive. But let's play this clip, and I want you to interpret it however you want to.
She wants to stay in London too.
She wants to stay. I've got myself a girlfriend. Wow. It's one of my girlfriends. So she has something to say back, which is,
This is my boyfriend.
Oh, so she said it. She said it, you see. Just shift up there because it looks like I've added a girlfriend to my collection, ladies and gentlemen. There's a room for both of us in here. Are you sure?
Yes.
First of all, ladies and gentlemen, I must tell you that it would appear that I've been adopted by my friend here, who has not left me alone all day and doesn't look like she's going to leave me alone all night.
So in that clip, he's making jokes that he's dating children. Now you're like, Alex, why do you play this clip? Well, Jeffrey Epstein was best friends with Prince Andrew. That guy we just saw was best friends with Prince Charles, was knighted by the Queen. And Jimmy Savile was so disgusting that he was a porter at the Royal Children's Hospital, where he said that he would volunteer. And what he would do is they would take out bodies from the morgue, especially children, and they would take the bodies on boats, and they would do what they call SRA, satanic ritualistic abuse, on the bodies, and have sex with it, eat the bodies, drink the blood. So all of this has gotten exposed. You can look all of this up. And we're not going to play it on Real America's Voice, but it's out there. It's on the internet, and it's a very, very, very dark rabbit hole that I don't encourage anybody really to go down unless you just really need to know this information. But I've been down that rabbit hole. So you don't have to take my word for it. You can go figure out all this by yourself. And the reason that I wanted to play that clip and reference Jimmy Savile is because when these people use coded language like jerky, they really are eating children. That is not an exaggeration. They will take the skin, they will dehydrate it, they will drink the blood, they will have a sexual sex with a corpse, necrophilia. I mean, the most disgusting and abhorrent things that you could even imagine. That's what these people would do. And the reason that they do it is because they think that it connects them with Satan. They think that if they are part of this satanic culture, that Satan will bless them. Some of them even believe the God of the Old Testament was an evil God. And so some of them think that they're connecting with that God. So they, and I say they, people like Jimmy Savile and Jeffrey Epstein and the people that are sending him these emails, they believe all this stuff. Now, I can't verify any of it. I've never eaten a child. I don't know if it does have anti-aging benefits, but it doesn't matter what I think. What matters is that we have hardcore evidence, leaked emails, that link the royal family to child predators that literally eat children. I do not know how many times I have to say this. With Jimmy Savile, this is not allegedly. This is all factual, that he would take bodies out of the morgue and do the most heinous acts that you could even imagine to them. And they would take them on a boat, and when they were done, the bodies would be in pieces, and whatever they didn't eat, they would throw overboard and give to the fishes and the sharks. I hate that this is the world that we live in, and I know this is a comedy show, but sometimes, you know, it can be a dark comedy show. So I want you guys to learn and understand that the world we live in is a world of lies, and that these celebrities and politicians, they don't care about us. You know, idolizing a politician is like thinking the stripper actually likes you. The stripper doesn't like you, the politicians don't like you, and that's the reality of the situation. So we need to worship one another and not these false idols like Bad Bunny. Not saying that he's ever eaten any kids, but, you know, I wouldn't put it past him. So just remember that. There is a dark world we live in, and you and I, we have to be positive. We have to bring the light, and that's why Josh Seiter is so effective. He brings light to these dark situations, and that's what I try to do too. So we all got to have a little gratitude that we didn't get eaten by a pedophile. So that, I think, is a good thing in this day and age, that we're not a victim of these sexual freaks. But we need heads on sticks, or else the American public is not going to be satisfied. All right, guys, that's been After Hours with Alex Stein. A great Monday evening. I love you guys. I'll see you soon tomorrow night.
There are few things more aggravating than seeing your tax dollars wasted by the government. All too often, when big government tries to save the day, the funds sent around the world to help people in need are diverted by corrupt leaders to line their own pockets, enrich their cronies, or further an agenda that has nothing to do with helping their countrymen. You can do a better job at promoting freedom than any government can. Scan the QR code now or visit atlasnetwork.org/RAV today to join the worldwide freedom movement. With your gift of just $19 a month, we'll send you an Atlas Network exclusive exclusive hat. Plus, we'll send the print edition of our Freedom's Champion magazine to your door. We identify, train up, and celebrate local leaders as they work to make freedom a reality across the world. Our partners often risk everything: their reputations, their livelihoods, even their lives to fight for freedom in places where authoritarianism reigns. Visit atlasnetwork.org/RAV or scan the QR code to join our mission to help pro-freedom organizations around the world. Donate $19 a month to receive your exclusive Atlas Network hat. Through every storm, every moment of uncertainty,
Everybody needs to pray for Charlie Kirk right now.
Rav has stood strong.
We're not going to tolerate this stuff anymore.
Turn that anger into motivation to save this nation.
When we move together, there is power.
The cries of this widow will echo like a battle cry.
This is more than news. It's a movement.
This revolution of people taking